What's going on, ladies and gents? Jake, aka Countdown Ended, back again with an Into Somewhere quickie. Myself and Cody reviewed AEW Full Gear last night, but I welcome Mr. Onidi back today to go ahead and kind of give our afterthoughts, after we let it simmer down. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You said a quickie?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought we were doing a full gear.
No, pause.
My bad.
Yeah, no, we always got time for a quickie. Samoa Joe.
That's for UCR, bro.
He beat Hangman Adam Page to win the AEW World Title at Full Gear after his big heel turn. And I just couldn't stomach what they gave us and how they gave it to us last night.
To be fair, I think Samoa Joe winning was the right call.
It was. But how it went down is baffling to me. Much akin to
no, you're right.
Solo Sikoa, Samoa Joe was defeated multiple times by Hangman Page on the way to this match. And then after losing, he turns heel, and the rest of the ops turn heel with him. Shibata and, we've got Hobbs. So, all right, why did they all turn bad? Because. So we get into this match. It's a cage match, so no one can get in, no one can get out. And then
remember, he challenged him to a steel cage match inside a war game structure.
Yeah,
guts, whatever you like to call it.
And we have to have the hat on a hat scenario yet again because Hook comes out and he's the one that turns on Hangman. And I don't know what they're trying to go for here, but I mean, you got Eddie Kingston coming out trying to help, but Will Hobbs did what Mark Henry couldn't in the first try. He rips that lock off the damn cage door, and from there, all hell breaks loose. Hook interferes, he turns, he joins the ops, he shows his T-shirt that he's with them, and all of the ops stablemates, they celebrate with Joe. He got the win. And the crowd just fell silent, not because of we want to see you get beat up. They just didn't care. It felt like they deflated them entirely here.
Here's the thing. I don't think Hangman Adam Page was having a great reign to brag about or run home about. So again, this was the correct decision overall, but you are right. How we got here just makes no sense. Samoa Joe even turning heel is illogical in the first place.
Yeah.
That's why the crowd felt so deflated. And I like this hot potato, how quickly Hangman lost the championship, because I don't like this whole where every champion needs to have a long reign now. Both wrestling companies do it, but I like this hot potato of a title.
I do too. See, hot potatoing is when they just go person to person to person. They did it with Sasha and Charlotte. They went back and forth, and there was 10 changes.
Champion. I think Hangman either wins it back or
anything over 30 days to me is considered out of the hot potato territory, because hot potatoing is when it really goes quickly back and forth. You don't want to be the last one to hold it. Well, like you said, everyone has the focus on these massive long title reigns. It's not needed. It's not necessary. One of the things I enjoyed so much about the Attitude Era was that someone could win the title on a Raw. And it didn't even have to always be the main event usually, but title changes, they happened. And instead now we have to wait for a PLE or a pay-per-view. We know that the week to week is not going to have a major outcome. And one of the things that I really wanted to see is Joe be dominant. He couldn't get the job done against Hangman on his own. And then it just kept building from there. He needed Shibata. He needed Hobbs. He needed Hook.
Well, this was a problem throughout the night with interferences.
Absolutely. So here's my question. Swerve comes back. He after Joe wins the title and the ops are hitting him with the belt, he gets the muscle buster, 1, 2, 3, and Hangman is no more. Samoa Joe has the belt. He's got everybody there around him, and the lights go off. And whose house? Swerve's house. And they did this multiple times last night. They let an art student in theater school go ahead and be the movie director of all the cinematics. If you notice, they had a lot of art house introductions or vignettes leading into the matches. They had to film these black and white, minute-long scenes to build up to them coming out the arena. felt very grandiose and self-serving. But Strickland, good old Swerve, he comes out and taking his time, slowly moving. Him and Joe have a stare down. And that, I mean, it ended at 12:30 in the morning just to have Hangman and Swerve side by side. Why did Swerve not help him retain the title? Why did Swerve at least say, like, oh, he was stuck in traffic, But instead, Swerve watched them 4-on-1, because we had Hook, we had Hobbs, and we had Shibata. All three of those shitheads teaming up with Samoa Joe. They got the 4-pack of doom, and Swerve is nowhere to be found. He doesn't save his friend. He doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care about the title and keeping it on him. He comes out when it's convenient for him. And WWE does this at times too. They did it the other day with AJ Lee. It was awkward. She comes out and everybody, the faces are being attacked in the ring. Yeah, and she's celebrating. She's looking like she's like, oh, what's going on? At least she was trying to see further forward, and then Becky cut her off.
She was doing her skip thing.
I think Becky was not in position the more I watched that back. But regardless, the point is, they're not alone, but this was really, really egregiously bad because it stuck out in the worst way possible. Why did he not help Hangman beforehand?
Yeah, he was there.
I mean, Page's second title run is 133 days. It began at All In Texas. He beat Moxley, and he's had 5 successful defenses before this past weekend. Now, nothing. And Samoa Joe as a heel with the title, people are like, oh yeah, that's it. Joe is not as enigmatic and lively as he once was. He's older, and really, what comes down to
Samoa Joe is a better heel than.
Oh, not that he's a bad heel either. Like you said, he's a better heel from a while back. But what really gets me is just he's slowing down a bit. He's nearing 50. He's 46. So he was born, in 1979. Yeah. I don't discredit him for what he gives us in the ring. It's excellent, but he doesn't have the same explosiveness that he used to have, and he doesn't feel like all that much of an intimidating threat because of how many times you had him lose on the way to this title match. So I'm happy he's champion. I do like Samoa Joe, no doubt about it. He should have beaten Lesnar in WWE when that happened. We should have gotten to see that.
I'll keep saying this, like, this is a me thing, but like Adam Page had no business winning last night. So
no, it should have gone obviously to Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe should have just killed him in there. They didn't need all the heel stuff, the hats on the hat scenario. They really didn't. Exactly. So instead, this new heel, because he did just turn recently, he's now the champ, but he can't do anything without his friends and his stablemates. And even more so than that, and having the outside help, you had Hook turn. Why did he turn? Because he wants to be champion? Well, how does he become champion when his mentor and leader of the group has the belt?
Right.
I don't know, my friend. I genuinely do not know. I don't know what they're going for with any of this. It just feels lazy and contrived and a bit of a mess, because there are a lot of like trickled over storylines and things that need to be figured out. And one of my biggest complaints last night, and even with the steel cage being the stipulation changer in the main event, from I want to say like halfway through onwards, it just felt like I was watching all of the same thing. We were on the review and I couldn't differentiate and discover like, hey, which match was it with the screwdriver spot? And it took me a bit to remember.
Jake, all of them.
They all had screwdriver, but which one put it upside down in the turnbuckle so that they could brainbuster each other onto it? I think that was the Fletcher match, but then I was like, no, wait, is it Darby? No, wait, is it Moxley? No, wait. It's the same spots. This is the issue with those
type of matches. Those matches are supposed to be meaningful. Those matches are supposed to mean something. Like,
it's dangerous.
When you have those matches back to back, though.
Back to back, and then they do it so uninspired as well.
Supposed to be more important.
It's all the same spots. So if you're going to do hardcore stuff, do something different. Instead, we get the exact same thing. You're going on the tacks, and then the tacks are in your mouth for
AEW
the
has no
super
identity
kick.
without blood and hardcore.
Now we got to get the board with the barbed wire on top. And can't you guys think of something creative, something new? I mean, I know everything's been done, but not coloring inside the lines constantly. You know, take a chance, make a dare, do something. One of my favorite things from this year, it's so simple, but yet I pop so big for it. Mustafa Ali. He's trying to get the title from Ethan Page, and he gets thrown over the announce desk on the outside. He runs back up to the apron, jumps up, gets on top of the turnbuckle, and the damn headset is stuck around his ankle. And he can't get himself to jump yet. And by the time he gets it undone and ripped it from Booker's head, Page was able to capitalize. But what a unique and very lavish and well-executed spot. It could have went wrong in a lot of ways, but that is more memorable, more impactful, more lasting, not just in my memory, but a lot of fans' minds, than anything they did, you know, putting people through tables on fire. Or I totally forgot that it was Darby that went through the table on fire. I for some reason thought that it was Moxley, just because it all just gets jumbled together. So I don't know what they do from here, because they have good wrestling for the most part.
Want to know what they do from here? Like nothing, because Dynamite, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think they do anything from here, because Dynamite doesn't follow up what their pay-per-views do.
And they don't announce at all that, hey, this is what's happening. I mean, they have a very bloated roster, and so if you start to like somebody, you may not see them for weeks at a time. They have a very heavy reliance on the legends and older talent they do have. And then I feel like they take real life issues and ignore them when people can gravitate towards them and express real concern or sentiment or anger, whatever it might be. They avoid those, and then they go over the line with the silly. And I want to give them credit. Like I said, that tag match, oof, that was great. FTR and Brodito really did a great job. But then we had 5 more matches past that. It goes on very, very long, so it's hard to keep your full interest. And I mean, I know people are always saying, pull from real life. That's what DX did. That's what Stone Cold did. But it is needed. It is. And
it is. No.
Until this point, and they stop hiring nerds, I don't know what they're going to do to fix it. But the thing that I hope is that they can be more consistent with the booking. Tony manages to remember everything with that crazy photographic eidetic memory that he has. He can recall, you know, where he saw you on Halloween 19 years ago, but for whatever reason, storylines get forgotten about or just shoveled off TV. There's a lot of like unanswered and unfulfilled moments with AEW. They just move along. Why is Jack Perry no longer the scapegoat? Why did he go back to the Jungle Jack role and resurrect Luchasaurus? Were the fans really clamoring for a Jurassic Express return? The ratings are down.
A lot of the rivalries, like, you always have to question yourself again. Who's the face? Who's the heel?
Yes. And they do that a lot where they blur the lines. That's why WWE is very, very poignant about they are face. They're always going to, you know, and that's their heels. As we're, you know, like the Hurt Syndicate. Are they heels? Are they faces? I don't know anymore. They started off as what I thought was faces because they were getting such big reactions. We hurt people. But then it turned into nothingness, you know, so which is it? And that, you know, differentiation that doesn't come is really what's frustrating. So,
yeah.
I don't know, my friend. We had a hell of a full year. There were some good matches. Please go back and check out our review. Hit the like button, subscribe. Check out all of Cody's socials in the description box down below. Like I said, we got a lot of content coming up this week for Thanksgiving. We're going to be doing the Raw review. We've got our group predictions for War Games. That's right, War Games. This Tuesday, and then we have our Into Somewhere Weekly on Wednesday. Thursday, I'll be with you guys for Thanksgiving.
For all wrestling, talk
hell yeah, everything goes. Thursday. And then Saturday,
Liz and Jake.
Yeah. Her and I will be recapping her visit to Dynamite and Collision, and then Saturday, War Games.
And don't miss our other video on Liv Morgan's return.
Yes, indeed.
That's
Go
another
ahead
one
and
we
check
did.
that out as we go
A lot of
and
content for you.
discuss. Yeah, discussing what and when is next for Liv Morgan. What's next and when is she returning? So until then, thank you all
They didn't
so
return at Full
much.
Gear.
Not yet, indeed. So I hope you guys all stay sexy, and we'll see you on the next live show. Bye, guys.